sleeping. Hey, bud. You coming up here? I'll take that as a yes. This one is the bullseye one, as you can see. And this one's the other one. This one's very feisty. And this one's very sweet. They're both pretty feisty though. Some of them have their belly full. I just fed this one and this one. And the runt that just came up here. Where you going, bud? And little baby bear, or panther, the little black one. They're gonna come out. Mom is wiped out right here. I'm feeding her lots of goodies. Oops. see the markings on the side of this one? Super cool. There's a good view of the side. So we call this one bullseye because it has a bullseye on both. Well, they won't quite stop wiggling enough to see both sides yet, but it has a bullseye on both sides of it. Hi, babes. Hi. The last 3 days they started playing. Well, they were kind of playing, but not like this. They would lay there on top of each other and kind of gnaw on each other's ears, but not like this. This is just the last 3 days. They couldn't move well enough to do anything before now. And they love climbing up this. This is a little table that like you sit on your lap to put your computer on. You know, a little thing if you're in bed or whatever. And it was just here in the bottom of my closet and I didn't pull it out. And they love hiding here, and then, well, it's turned around the wrong way. That's what the deal is. Somebody turned it around. Here we go. That's what you're wanting. So all of their hair, but it's okay. We never use this anyways. And the kittens love scratching on this. So I was like, you know what? This will be a cheap little toy for them since I don't really like it for myself. And so they climb up and sit on this part and play like King of the Mountain, which every few days I'm having to take longer or shorter and shorter, I guess, dresses out of my closet. Because then a couple days ago they started climbing up the dresses that were a little bit longer. Well, now they're limber enough that they haven't started, because I lay right beside them in bed, and they haven't started trying to climb up on either one of these, but I don't want them to get hair all on the bottom, so I'm going to pull them out of the closet. We have a pretty tiny house, obviously, so I'm not exactly sure where they're going to go after this. They're kind of getting, you know, too big to really be kept in this little thing. This little guy just likes sitting with me. He is the runt. And I don't know if I can get a view of him here. Hey, bud. Not really. He's too close. Sorry, you guys. Anyways, he's the runt, but he is the most mature acting. Like, he acts like he likes to sit with me and isn't like super, like, he loves playing with his siblings, but he reminds me of an older cat. It's kind of cute. Let's see what these guys are up to. Ooh. They love scratching on that too, which is better than the wall. It's just a case for a kite. Somebody's still in there. Batting, playing. Hiya. They all have really good personalities. The black one is the funniest one. He's like, this doesn't feel safe, if he's not like super, you know, held on to. If he feels precarious at all, he's sure to squeal. Got visitors. But he's getting a lot. He loves people, but he just doesn't like to be held up, you know, or, which all cats don't like to be, you know, held in the air, but it's beyond like what the other kittens are totally used to. He's like, but he's so stinking cute. And he was, I believe, the firstborn, and he has been the biggest, which there's a couple others that are outgrowing him now, but he's been the biggest, and yet the least far developmentally along always. He was the last one to open his eyes. He was the last one to be able to kind of waddle. He was the last one to, yeah, just kind of do all kinds of stuff. But this is the runt here that's being so stinking cute and gonna pounce on his brother. He just has more adult type moves, and even though he was the runt, he's been the first. He was the first to open his eyes. He was the first to start walking around and batting and playing with each other. He's by far the most stable. He climbs out all the time, and no one else. Hi, babe. No one else has, you know, well, that one there, we call her the little caterpillar. I don't know why, because she was fuzzy and like slithered along on her belly and looked like a caterpillar for quite a while. And so none of them have really names yet. I don't like to name anything until I see its personality, and they're just now like really showing their awesome, cute little personalities. So, but the runt is by far the most agile and climbs and crawls and goes anywhere he wants. Yep, see, Mom's got to move her dresses now. I'm going to do that as soon as I finish videoing. Yep, you guys are way more busy than you were yesterday. But the little fuzzy one in the back there crawls out from time to time too. She was, I think, the second one to open her eyes and has been about the second to do everything. But the little black one is certainly making leaps and bounds of progress. Like just a few days ago, he was still crawling on his belly and just freaking out if anything was slightly wobbly, you know. And now he's pouncing, as you can see, and just having fun. I wonder, kind of dark in here. The sun went behind. There we go. Maybe? Yeah. This one's just the stripes down her back, just the perfect 2 white stripes all the way down her back, and then she has, it's like a cross. The 2 white stripes go this way and then the other way, and then with the dark stripe in between, and her tail is like this perfect band, and then she has a bullseye on both sides. Just really, I'm not usually an orange kitty person. I just don't generally. I mean, they have great personalities, some of the best sometimes, but they just aren't the ones that I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, I want to just kill over because they're so adorable. Now, like faces like this little man, the little runt man, Oh, this isn't Runtman. Sorry, you looked extra fuzzy today. This one is, she was the next to last and has been the smallest. We're probably going to keep her. She's adorable and super sweet. And the runt. I don't think I'll be able to part with the runt. And my other kitty, Toby, has the black kitty that has appeared various times. He has been ill ever since we got him. We got him 2 years ago, almost exactly. And he was a runt that was abandoned by his mom, probably because something was wrong with him. But they were neighbors of ours just right up the road, like literally the second 2 houses up the road from us. And she knew that I was looking for a kitten because our cat had died. And we came home from a trip and found him curled up dead on our wood pile. It was really odd. He wasn't that old, and nothing had been really wrong with him. There wasn't anything that had happened to him. He hadn't been attacked. So we're not exactly sure what happened. But anyways, we were looking for a new cat, and so she called and said, you know, I have this runt, and the mom abandoned it, and it's gonna die. Do you want to see if you want it? And of course I couldn't say, oh, let it die, right? And so I was like, of course. And it was a little black tuxedo, which is my absolute ultimate favorite cat of all times. And well, except for some crazy expensive, you know, rare breeds, but normal cat of all time that I just love and have had the most of by far. Oh, look at them. Aren't they just so stinking cute? I just can't stand it. Anyways, when we got him, he was almost 7 weeks old, and he was about half the size of these guys right here. He came home, his entire body was in my husband's shirt pocket, which is, you know, yay big by yay big, 3 inches by 3 inches-ish. And his little head was poking out. And I knew he was small then, but I hadn't had a kitten in quite a while because the last 2 cats we had adopted had been bigger, adults at the time. And so I hadn't had a kitten in so long, and so I forgot how tiny they were. So I was like, yeah, that's too small. But I didn't realize how much too small he was until these guys came along. Do you like that being in your eyes, bud? Sorry about that. Just trying to see. Uh-oh, we had a tumble down the climbing wall here. But anyways, he was way too small for being, because these guys are 3 weeks old right now, and so he was over double their age and half their size. He weighed 8 ounces when they brought him home, or when we brought him home. And so anyways, he had some seizures as a kitten and some different things, and about 2 or 3 times he has suddenly gone into excruciating pain where he just hisses, and like he doesn't bite me, or if he bites me, it's just barely. It's just to say, I'm really miserable, Mom. Like he's a great cat, but he is, I mean, out of his mind miserable. It's awful. And we took him to the vet, and they gave him IVs and did x-rays, and they said he behaves like he has an intestinal blockage, except for there's nothing there but his intestines. So it may be that his intestines have a really undeveloped spot in them that sometimes gets a blockage from time to time. And so he gets really sick, and I actually doctor him with plant medicine, and it really helps a lot. Various things that really help him, but because there's really nothing else to do for him. And then he'll have, you know, a few months of being great. Anyways, that was an incredibly long story to say he goes downhill so fast and so often that I'm not sure he's long for this world. So we just treat him absolutely as amazingly and pamper him as much as we can, and he may not be here for too long. So we're keeping 2 kittens, and that's one of the main reasons we had a litter, was just for the fun of it, and because we wanted another, at least 1, if not 2. So I am excited about that, but uncertain of how I'm not going to fall in love with absolutely every single one of them. So, but having people that I know want babies is exciting, because then I know they're going to good homes, and it's much, much easier to part with them. But see, look at the top of her / him. I get confused which one's the girl and which one's the boy. I gotta do some more investigation, but just the stripes down, and like it almost reminds me of a giraffe. Look at the back here with the just markings. Hi, cutie, you want to play? Yeah. He's arching her back like she's gonna attack my finger. But they are very friendly, and you're super cute too. He's cute in a more classic yellow kitty way, but his back is still, well, he's leaving too fast. Well, let me move my light down here. Haha. But you can see his back is all super stripy too, and his front for that matter. And this side has a lot of splotches on it. See? Isn't that pretty? I think his legs are super pretty. I know, I'm sorry. I'm detaining you. You got places to go. Yeah, okay, I'll scratch your belly. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You got the black kitty here. He's like, why is it so bright? I was under here because it was dark. Sorry. Alrighty. That's a lot of kittiness today. Hope it makes you guys smile. In the next few days, we'll take them outside and let them play in the grass. We did that on Sunday, but they were still super wobbly, and so that was what, 3 days ago. And so we'll take them out again. They're getting much more stable, and I will video them when they're outside because they're a lot easier to see. But they have to adjust a little bit because the first few times they're just kind of sit there and they're like, this doesn't feel safe. What is this stuff that we're on? It's not a fuzzy blanket. So, yeah, hi, gotcha. I gotcha. I gotcha. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. I will talk to you soon. And happy growing, be it plants or kitties. And I will talk to you next time. Bye.